Hey guys, welcome to video 3, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how I created my Dockers file, and then after that I'll show you guys how I created my Jenkins pipeline. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is the first line of code right here. Let me actually move this away. This first line of code right here is defining the base image. So this is going to tell Dockers what environment we are trying to run, and in our case it's going to be a Python version, a slim version of Python, which is lightweight and great for production. Next over here, I'm setting our working directory. I called it app. So now that every other command that we are going to be running over here is going to go inside of this directory or will be run from that directory, and every file also will be inside of that directory. So over here, we're installing our system dependencies. So we are copying our Python dependencies from our requirements.txt file and to our current directory, which would be this directory that we specified up there. Then we're going to use pip to install it, and I also added in this option over here, the no cache there, so that the size or the content size is going to stay small. Coming over here, we are just putting all of our files, or let me just show you over here, all of our files over here into our project directory. Then over here, we are creating a non-root user for security, and then we're switching to it, so I named it admin. And over here, I'm exposing the port, or I'm going to be exposing the application on port 5003. You can always expose it on a different number. That's just what I chose. Last thing we specified is the command to run the application. Okay, so now let's take a look at my Jenkins file. It's too big. Close this up. Okay, so this is my Jenkins pipeline over here, or my Jenkins file. And Jenkins is pretty cool because it gives you like a pre-made file where you can just substitute whatever you need in there. And I can show you how that looks right now. It looks like this. This is actually from the Jenkins website. Okay, that was a bad idea. Let me do this. Let me just copy it from right over. So let me copy it from right over here. Scroll all the way down. Kind of just show you guys right here. So it looks like this. As you can see, you have the agent, the stages, and you just substitute it for what you need. So let me get rid of this and continue talking about our file. So over here, where I'm saying agent any, it's just going to use any available agent. Over here in the environment section, you're going to be setting your environment variables. So for us, we're doing this because of our API keys and our secrets. So the things that we put into Jenkins credentials, we can pull them over here in this section to later on use in our stages. So we have about, I think, 4 stages. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, so we have 4 stages. The first stage would be cloning the repo from GitHub. So we're going to use the git scm class. That allows Jenkins to use the GitHub plugin to use source code management. So over here, we're specifying the branch. This was in the main branch. We are specifying the URL we are trying to pull from. So this is my repo's URL. The next step is installing the dependencies from the requirements.txt folder, file, sorry. And we're using pip. And the reason why you see me specifying the absolute path for pip right over here and Dockers is because it helps me avoid getting the command not found error. So this allows my system to, or it allows Jenkins to know exactly where to get that tool from and to run the command. So after we have our dependencies installed, we're going to build a Docker container over here, and we tagged it with the weather/reporter. And we're also going to be building this in the current directory. That's why I put the dot at the end. The next step after that is testing the container. So we're going to run the container by using the Docker's run command, and we are going to pass in our API key and our weather API key so that the container runs properly. And we're also going to specify the city over here because Jenkins does not take input from the user, so we had to set a default variable for the city, and I chose Chicago. Coming down over here, it's just Docker cleanup. So what this step is going to do is going to just remove our image in our container. So it's basically a clean slate because this was just a test. Down over here, we have a post section where it's given a condition to always echo out pipeline execution complete. So you can always change the condition. You can do it on failure or on success, but I just did always just to make things simple. Well, that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to be moving on to Kubernetes and adding monitoring with Prometheus and Grafana. I think at the end, I'm going to create a video of me actually testing the container locally and also testing the Jenkins pipeline locally as well, so you guys see how that's done. I didn't want to do it in this video or the past videos because I didn't want these videos to go over 5 minutes, but I think I'm touching that point anyway. And I think later on I'm going to try to make videos of me walking through each of these technologies and showing you guys how I kind of work with these or build them live. I think that would be more helpful than me just explaining it after I'm done with the project. But yeah, if you're interested in that, like, subscribe for more videos like this. I'm also going to be adding the resources I use to help me out build these and linking them in the description so you guys could go ahead and take a look and try to build these on your own. I think that would be very beneficial for you guys or for anybody that's trying to learn these technologies. But yeah, stay tuned for the next videos on Kubernetes and Prometheus and Grafana. See you later.